Hi everyone, welcome to your second training as a new coach. I hope you're excited to learn. This video and training is on critical core activities. These are activities that you will eventually be doing every single day. So I hope you're ready to take notes and ready to get at it. First and foremost, I just want to start off by saying the coaches that are not having success in their businesses are not doing or are missing these critical activities that they should be doing every single day. There are coaches that have been in this business for 2, 3, 4 years that aren't seeing success, and it's because they don't treat their business like a business, okay? You can do as little as 10 hours a week and still be successful, but you have to be doing these things every single day. And it'll get easier as time goes by. So we'll ease you into it, so don't get overwhelmed right now, but just know that you should be building up to doing these activities. If you want to have success in your business, if you want to build a successful, thriving business where you can build up to a full-time income, excuse me, then you need to be doing each of these core activities by about month 2 and continue doing them consistently, okay? So we're going to jump right in here, and the first thing I want to talk about is personal development. And what this is, some people listen to podcasts. You can do the app on your phone and listen to podcasts or reading a good book. You have to believe in yourself in order to believe in the business. But you, in turn, in believing in yourself and believing in the business, this comes from personal development. It's really about your mindset and your belief system. To really be successful, you need to understand and believe in the business. And a great way to start off with this is by hearing success stories from other coaches. Understand how and why this business actually works. A great one, you can ask your upline. If I'm not your personal upline, then you can ask your upline. We have a bunch of list of stuff you can listen to. But as far as hearing success stories, you can go on YouTube and search some of the top coaches. My personal favorite is Lindsay Matway. She really is a great example of, anyone can do this business. She started out at her very rock bottom, and I mean that, right? And she now probably makes the most in all of Beachbody. She makes like $4 million a year, and this really is for anybody that wants to do this. So Lindsay Matway is her name. You can search other top coaches, and like I said, you can just go to YouTube and find some of these. But hearing success stories is a great way to start out with personal development. And really, you have the ability to be successful in this business if you're willing to learn. So a lot of people start out, myself included, thinking, I don't need to be developed, right? Like, that's exactly what I thought. I'm sure that's what you're going to think too. But until I really started doing personal development, and I mean actually reading a minimum of 10 pages in a book, in a good book every single day, once I started doing that, my business just has been booming. And I'm so serious, you guys. So you can ask me, you can ask your upline for books that you should be reading, but this is a must do. You have to be doing this in order to be successful. You really cannot get by without doing this. Next, you have to be a product of the product. You have to be doing Beachbody workouts, Beachbody workout programs, right? And you have to be on HD for Shakeology, or at least the performance line. HD means home direct, and that's like an auto shipment. So every single month, for me, it's the 28th of every single month, my Shakeology is going to get shipped out. You have to be proof of the product. So if you're not practicing what you preach, why would anyone want to get stuff from you, right? You do make commission, so you have to be selling stuff. You have to get people started. You have to start growing your team. To start doing that, you have to start by using the products that you're showing everyone, right? And you have to be doing them in order to be credible. You cannot have a sustainable business if you aren't all in and living that lifestyle. You don't have to be a Beachbody robot. Okay, people love when you show your abs coming in or biceps that you can finally see, or that your pants are too big, not a picture of a DVD or the Beachbody logo. They want to see you. If you're not a product of the product, your business will struggle and you'll lose credibility. So that is the product of the product. We're going to jump in then from that to work from a list. This is super important. You've got to start tracking. If you're a veteran coach and you haven't been tracking anything, you have got to start. If you're a new coach, it doesn't matter what tracking system you use. You just have to use something, whether it's pen and paper. There's this app called Teamzy that you can do. I mean, you have to pay for it, but that's another way to track. I use sticky notes on my laptop or like a Google Doc. Just track some way, somehow. And if you're brand new, that list, the first list that you should make, should be a list of every single person you've ever known. And if that list is not 100 people or more, then I know you're holding back. You cannot prejudge. You have to take that list and just start connecting with those people. You're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to push them. You're not trying to convince them. None of that. You're just connecting with them. In this business, what we do is we connect. We build relationships. So, while you're connecting with this warm market, you're building your cold market where you can then start connecting and building a larger warm market. So in this list of people, you're not going to message them and say, hey, buy this from me. No, that's not what we do. So you're going to take this list, and this actually makes it a little easier. I hope this eases your mind, what I'm about to tell you with this list that you're going to do. So take this list of every single person you've ever known, people you went to high school with, people you went to college with, ex-coworkers, current coworkers, your cousin's friends that you met when you were visiting her in Florida, people that you've met at the grocery store because you go there every single day, your Starbucks barista if you know them, everyone. So what you're going to do then with this list is you're going to just send them a message and ask what's new with them. And then when they ask what's new with you, all you do is share with them what's new with you. Oh, doing the same old thing, and I just started coaching and doing these in-home workouts. And leave it at that. Let them ask you. This is called permission marketing, because remember, you're not trying to convince them or word vomit. You're just answering their question. You're planting a seed. So that's the first list that you should be working off of. And if you're a veteran coach and you're listening to this for training, you need to start making lists. Next, increase your network daily. You will never run out of people to talk to if you're adding to your network every single day. And you need to be doing this. If you really want to grow your business, you'd better be doubling that number though. So 2 to 3 people you need to add to Facebook every single day, or whichever social media you're using. If you're using Instagram, I'm not a master at Instagram. I don't really use Instagram. But if you're on Facebook and that's your primary thing, then you need to be adding 2 to 3 people every single day. And if you're really wanting to grow your business and start just going, you had better be doubling that. I'm talking 7 to 10, okay? 7 to 10 people. But if you're a new coach and just easing into it, 2 to 3 is fine to start out with. And then inviting to the coaching opportunity. Again, if you're a new coach, we'll get to this. This doesn't need to be something you need to do right now. But definitely as a veteran coach, you need to be inviting the coaching opportunity a minimum of 3 to 5 people every single week. And you should be making a list with this along with everything else. It's most effective when it's in a private one-on-one message. Bring up coaching, when someone has a problem, an issue, or a pain point. Maybe you've invited them to a challenge group or invited them to join you in a support group and get started on their fitness, and they want you so bad, but they don't have the funds for it. That's a pain point. If they're really into helping people and they've fallen in love with fitness, that's something that you can talk about. Anything financially or they love Shakeology, but they want to keep doing it, but they don't want to keep paying the full price for it. They can sign up to be a discount coach. That's another way of inviting the coaching opportunity. But you need to be inviting a minimum of 3 to 5 people every single week, because you want to start growing your team as well, right? This is not a pyramid scheme. First of all, pyramid schemes are illegal. This is, you're building a business, you're building a community, and who's to say that who you bring up as a new coach won't outrank you? That's possible, okay? And you can outrank your upline. You can way past them. That's totally doable. That was kind of off track, but, dream big and go for it. Track your business and challenge prospects diligently. Excuse me. So, who has shown interest? Who do you plan on asking? Who are you going to follow up with? So that's kind of what I mean by that. Starting with that first list on, people that you can start connecting with. And then once you start asking people and inviting people, make another list. Who have shown interest and haven't really gotten back to you, you can follow up with them in the future. Someone that you've seen, they really want to lose weight and they posted about it, put them on a list or reach out to them right now. So you've got to be tracking, and you should come up with a system. No one has the best system ever. We all do different things. And you're going to find what works for you too. I've tried so many different things before I finally am doing this whatever thing that works for me. Host monthly challenge groups. You have got to be doing this. And there are trainings on how to run challenge groups. If you're my downline, we'll run one together so that you can get more comfortable doing it on your own. That's totally okay. You cannot stop inviting people, because then you're not hosting monthly challenge groups. Taking your foot off the gas even for a month, it's like restarting, and that is not a good feeling. It's just like in fitness, because when you stop and just let it all go, you have to restart. Even if you're doing a little less some days, don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. Restarting is hard. Do not stop. Host those monthly challenges. You've got to be doing this. Even if you have 1 or 2 people, that is okay. I have a lot of previous challengers that I invite. If I only have 1 or 2 people, I'll invite past challengers to join in on this one. People that I know will participate and will help keep these new ones motivated, help give them support and keep it going. But don't stop. Get on the national wake-up call and team training every single week. It's obvious when you don't get on. If you're a veteran coach, I know you don't get on if I see you or not. It's very obvious. People will ask questions in the team pages that if they've been on these trainings, they would know the answer to. They would know how to respond or react to certain situations. Not only that, it's a great way, it pumps me up almost every time. You're always learning. Like I said before, you have to be teachable, you have to be coachable, and these are ways that are going to keep planting new seeds in you as a coach, and how you can move your business forward. So the national wake-up call, if you're my downline, then this time was in the welcome email I sent you, and those are Mondays at 10 a.m. Central Time. There's a number that you can call into, and then our team training is every week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. The barbells, which is the larger team we're part of, those are on Sundays at 8 p.m. Okay, so keep those in mind. They're great trainings to keep learning, to keep you motivated in your business, and to keep you moving forward. Next, doing a messaging blitz and follow-up blitz at least once a week. This is where tracking really comes in handy, and it helps a ton. If you're inviting people every day, which you should be, then you should have a hefty list of follow-ups. So what I do is every single person I send an invite to, I put them on a list to follow up with. If they don't respond at all, I message them again and say, hey, I'm not sure if you saw my message or not, but I'm getting a great group of ladies together to work on their health and fitness goals. Are you interested? Or, sometimes I'll send a message and say, hey, I just wanted to reach out and apologize for my invitation. I'm not sure if you're interested or not, but either way, I didn't really know your health and fitness goals before I asked. But if you do have any questions, health or fitness related, if you do have any questions, health or fitness related, I'm your go-to girl. Something like that. That kind of just word vomited out. I'm sorry, but you have to be following up with every single person. The majority of people that will end up joining you, this happens on the 7th to the 12th follow-up message. I just had a girl that signed up with me, and I'm super excited to get her started. And this happened after 17 follow-ups. So don't quit on people. No means not right now in this business. Okay, a lot of people are interested. They just maybe the time isn't right, which really there never is a good time. But some people just are convinced that the time's not right. Keep following up. And I do a messaging and a following up blitz once a week where I just go and I'll spend probably like a half hour doing this because I have a pretty hefty list. Your list might not be this big, but once a week doing this. Post at least 3 times per day. And you should have watched the Facebook training before this to kind of give you an idea of different stuff you should be doing on Facebook and how it all works. If people have never seen you on social media, why would they respond to an invite or be interested at all in what you have to offer, right? This is, if I receive a message from someone, I've never seen anything about them, and they invite me to something, and I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea if they have any credibility because I haven't seen it or anything like that, So you have to be sharing your journey, especially when you're a newer coach. You have to be posting in order to give yourself visibility, and in order to be growing your network, and in order to be practicing what works on social media and what people want to hear from you. As a new coach, this is when you should really be thinking, who am I? What is my brand? What do I have to offer people that other coaches do not? What do people like hearing from me? What do people not like hearing from me? What works for other coaches will probably not work the same for you. And again, I talked about this in the Facebook training, but you can take ideas from other coaches, but you really have to make it your own, okay? And that's okay. Don't say, like, oh, Megan's doing this, I'm going to try that, or this is working so well for her, I need to be doing the same. No. You're not me. You're not, we're not the same person. We don't talk the same. We don't act the same. And we don't have the same followers or friends. So be undeniably you. You should not be ashamed of yourself and what you have to offer. What you have to offer is so great. It's different from what everyone else has. You just have to find that. If you like to cook, if you have an obsession with coffee, if you're really good at makeup, if you like to make up your own workouts for people to do, whatever it may be, share that. Those are great things. I post about coffee almost every single day because I love coffee. I would drink coffee all day if it were better for me, right? Quality posts, are posts that are going to make someone laugh. It was informative. It was really good eye-catching picture, not a picture of Joel or Jericho or Autumn or whoever super trainer, a picture of you, something inspiring, scroll stopping in some way, something that's going to make people, that are scrolling through Facebook, that's going to make them stop and like, oh, this looks great, this is super interesting, or something that's going to make them laugh, stuff like that. Your post should also be engaging. So if no one likes or comments on anything fairly quick after it's posted, it doesn't get to anyone else's news feed, which I again also talked about in the Facebook training. So things that start out with like, friends, I need your advice, and then post something that you're going to ask their advice about. This makes people stop and want to see, oh, what do they want my advice about? People love to share their opinions. And then it doesn't have to be a long post. Sometimes when I share like my story or certain things, I'll make it a longer post. But a lot of times, if it's just like one of your daily posts, just to make a post for that day, you don't have to make them all long, and you really shouldn't, because if it's not that interesting, or it's not really informative, or it's not something that's going to make someone really laugh, then they probably won't want to sit there and read a whole paragraph, right? I'm sorry, like a whole book on Facebook. So it doesn't have to be real long, but you need to be posting at least 3 times a day. Okay. Build and effectively train and mentor your team. So, you have to be you have to constantly be adding to your team. You should be presenting the business to a minimum of 3 to 5 people each week, like I talked about. And as a new coach, don't stress too much over this quite yet. But you do, in order to really be successful in this business, you have to be adding to your team, right? If you want to make money and make this your full-time gig, you've got to train and mentor coaches. And to do that, you have to add them to your team. People cancel too. I've had a lot of downline coaches that have canceled. It just wasn't for them, or at the beginning, I didn't properly train them. So if you're a new coach, ask your upline for help. I have this new coach and I think they'll be really successful. Can you help me get them started? They should have no problem helping you. So like I said, people cancel. And if you're not continuously adding to your team and finding those people who see the bigger vision, who really believe and are willing to do what it takes to make things work, because if you're not continually adding, you'll lose more and you'll go backwards and your team will get smaller. The fewer coaches in your downline you have, the more you have to worry about keeping them active and motivating them to work the business. I struggled this with a very long time. I struggled with this for a very long time. I only had 2 coaches under me because I really wanted to go Emerald, and I did go Emerald fairly quickly. But once I went Emerald, I stopped adding people, and I was like, oh, they're going to go inactive, and they did, and I lost an Emerald rank, and I didn't go from there for a long time. Because I didn't really know what to do or how to do it, and I wasn't inviting to the business opportunity. So keep adding to your coaching network and effectively train and mentor them. So if you're in my downline, we have these 2 trainings that you should send to them so they can kind of get started right. And then after they watch these trainings, you should also, do a one-on-one call with them to answer any questions they have. Get them in the Girl Boss training. And really get them started right. Because did you come in this knowing everything? No one comes in this knowing everything. I had to learn a lot myself, and that's okay. I took the time to do that because I wanted to make this work. But had my upline taught me a lot more, it would have been a lot easier, and I probably would have gotten a lot further sooner. But that's okay. And then lastly, be passionate and patient. Stop giving up and trust the process. If you're a veteran coach, it's okay to start over, but start over and be consistent and trust the process. Once I stopped, doing a little here, a little there, some this week, some that week, and once I started doing stuff consistently every single day, it's the stuff that you have to do every day. It's not hard. It's so easy to do, but it's just as easy not to do. So you have to do it. You have to trust the process. You have to trust that if you do these things consistently every single day, just keep putting one foot in front of the other and be consistent, everything will fall into place and your business will boom. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it can be if you keep doing these things. And the harder you work, the more time you put in, the quicker you'll build. But if you don't have that much time, be patient, trust the process, and it will work for you, okay? I really love this quote by Martin Luther King. It's, have faith to take the first step even if you don't see the staircase, okay? I have seen some really amazing people in this business that started out at rock bottom like Lindsay Matway and are making millions, okay? I want to work really hard right now doing what other people won't, so that a couple years down the road, like maybe 2 more years down the road, I can live my life how people can't, right? I want to work really hard now doing what others won't, so that I can live my life doing what others can't, because they didn't want to put in the work. So like I said, you're not going to know everything right away. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. You have to trust the process of being consistent, and really for more than just 1 month. It's taken me 4 to 5 months to be doing this consistently. And each month I find myself doing more and more work because it's becoming easier to do, and it's becoming a habit more than like oh yeah, I have to do this. Oh yeah, I have to do that. It's just becoming a habit because I've been doing it consistently, and it really is starting to pay off. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you're my coach, let me know that you've watched and have digested this information, and we'll get you started up on the next training. Thanks so much, guys.